see, I'm Brian, Shamrock'n Records, and I wanted to make a quick video, but I know this is going to be long, so I'm warning you now, because I got a stack of records this high that I wanted to show to you guys, because it's the last stuff from 2017 that I haven't shown, and I really kind of wanted to show everybody, and now it's 2018, and I'm like, Jesus. So it's stuff that I picked up even over the summer of 2017 and the fall of 2017, but I also have some things that I picked up like this past week, 2018 pickups, stuff that I got for like Christmas, or with my gift cards that I got for Christmas. I didn't really get too much from Christmas. But yeah, so let's get this going. I'm going to try to rip through the stuff. I'm not going to really go into detail because I have too much. But feel free to ask a question in the comments if there's anything you want to kind of know about or just chat about. So I have my, my lemon ginger tea today, because it's only like 11 o'clock in the morning. But let's get this started. So I guess first off, I guess we'll just, well, you know what, first off, no, this is what we're doing first off. I apologize to Jeff, J Party. I have not shown these on a video yet. Jeff sent me, thank you again, Jeff, some VCLT months ago. And I completely forgot to make a video about it. And like I said, I don't want to talk too much, but Jeff and I were, I don't know. I told him pretty much that I didn't really own any Beatles solo stuff. Well, Jeff has like 100 of these, so he was nice enough to send me a copy of it. I'd never heard this record until he sent it, other than I was listening to it on Spotify, and I love it. It's a really good record. He also sent me John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band, because like I said, I had no, pretty much no solo Beatles, so thank you, Jeff. Let's see here. I don't know how I'm going to get through. I'm not going to get through all this. Okay, so. I got some gift cards at Christmas. Amazon. And there's some records, some of my favorite records that I did not have in my collection. And the first one that I ordered with a gift card from Christmas was my very favorite old 97s record, Too Far to Care. Now, this is the one that I would say is your starter to the old 97s. It's got their hits. It's got Time Bomb. It's got Barrier Reef. It's got Four Leaf Clover. This is a ripper of a record. I know Stavros months and months ago asked me where to start with the old 97s. Right here, buddy. This is the one. I don't know if you ever checked it out. This is probably 6 months ago you asked me. But this is the one. I finally got it on vinyl. So, that was much needed. Another one of my favorites. I know I've mentioned her. She's my favorite female artist. It's Brandi Carlile. It's The Story. This is a reissue. It's my favorite record by Brandi. If you're not familiar with Brandi, this is also the one that you should check out. So I finally got this. This was the last Brandi I needed on vinyl. I now have everything. She does have a brand new record coming out in a couple weeks in February that will be coming out. Now, this next one, one of my favorite records from the 90s. It just came in the mail. I ordered this also. I ordered it with the Brandi from Amazon. They arrived together, the package. I'm getting choked up. It's fun. But It's the Cranberries. I think you all know why I'm kind of choked up right now. Because Dolores passed away yesterday, and this arrived on my doorstep like 3 days ago. So I've been already listening to it a ton the last couple days. I've been showing pictures of it on Facebook, you know, my now playings, and wow, it broke my heart. Dolores passed away yesterday, I believe in London, at a recording session. She was 46 years old. Absolutely beautiful. What a voice. Powerhouse voice. But this is one of the records, you know, back in the 90s that was very... it opened me up to a lot of alternative music, and you know, you guys know I love my Irish stuff. You know, they're from Ireland, but you know, Dolores and Natalie Merchant were two of the singers in like the 90s that female singers that were my standouts. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna keep talking. You guys know how. I just couldn't believe this shows up. I'm so excited. I've been playing Cranberries literally all week, and that happened yesterday. So let's see. All right, get composed, have some tea. Let me blast through some of this next stuff. So I found a copy of this at Goodwill for $1. I've been looking for this forever. I've been wanting the song Stand By Me forever. Found it at Goodwill. They had like a huge tubs and tubs of just soundtracks and scores, and I needed this one also, Phantom of the Opera. I was actually at this on Broadway back in the 90s, so I saw Sarah Brightman and Michael Crawford, so I needed that for $1. That same day, I picked up Harry Connick Jr.'s first one for $1. Let's see. What I'm listening to in the back is a band called Close Lobsters. I picked this up over the summer for just a couple bucks. As you can hear, it's like 80s alternative, kind of has that REM kind of sound, the Feelies, kind of like jangle, all alternative rock. From like the late 80s. I don't remember if I showed this next record, Dawes. This came out the day after Black Friday. I can't remember if I showed this already, but I may have, so if I already showed it, I apologize. It's a live record that came out the day after Black Friday. They only made 2,000 copies of that, so I needed that. I picked up some jazz. I'm not a big jazz guy. But I'm trying to learn, and I picked up some Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, and Run About Midnight. So really excited to find those at my antique store. Also at the antique store, found a copy of Clash. Needed that, so that's a nice addition. This next one. This was the only record I got for Christmas, and I got it a couple days before Christmas because it was from a friend, and he came in to see me at work, and he's like, you gotta go in your office, I got a present for you. And it's a record that I've been wanting. I knew he had it in his collection, but he's not a record collector. He's my friend Tony, who owns the antique shop, and he let me go through his personal stuff one day, and I saw this in there. When he saw my face, he's like, that's gonna be yours someday. He's like, you don't worry about it, I'm gonna take care of you, we'll trade, or I'll sell it to you, or whatever. Well, he gave it to me for Christmas. It's original mono copy of the Seeds. I mean, this thing is pristine, like pristine. It's on the Red Crescendo label. It's mint. This thing is like flawless. So thank you, Tony, if you're watching. But that was too much, man. Thank you so much for that. Here's one that I picked up over the summer. I found it for $10. It's the first German press, Velvet Underground. I needed that. It was the label. Was very excited when I found that. I didn't think I'd ever find that record, honestly. Back over the summer, I picked up the Smithereens, Green Thoughts. This thing is a ripper. Another loss. Pat, the vocalist from the Smithereens, picked this up for $1 at the not tag sale, flea market. Along with those Miles Davis, I also picked up some more jazz. I picked up some John Coltrane, My Favorite Things. I love that record. That is very accessible. It is my kind of jazz. I'm really digging John Coltrane. Live at Birdland. All these jazz records this guy had at the antique shop, they were $8 a piece. And I was like, John Coltrane and Miles Davis for $8 a piece, I'm grabbing them. So this next one is, I believe it's their first record. It's a Canadian press, Cowboy Junkies. Picked it up for $3 at a bookstore. They had some records, and this was in there for $3. I was really excited. Paul Simon. I don't even remember where I got that. Richard Thompson. One of his solo records. I'm actually on the hunt for Rumor and Sigh by Richard Thompson. That is a killer record. It's one that I used to spin in the record shop quite a bit on CD. I've never seen it on vinyl. I know it's out there, but this one was really good too. It's Richard Thompson. Stones live. What can I say? It's the Stones. However, I was not crazy when I played this. It's in really good shape, really, but the sound quality I thought sucked. So I'll tell you, I love the Rolling Stones, but I do not recommend this live record. It was, I don't know what you think about that one, Flip Side, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on that one, Steve. This next one I found at Goodwill for $1, Johnny Cash. I'm not gonna pass up a clean Johnny Cash for $1. This next one, Blue Merle. This is a band that I saw open up for Glenn Phillips from Toad the Wet Sprocket back when this first came out, which was 2005 this came out. They had a Burning in the Sun was the single off of this. And what was the other? Every Ship Must Sail Away was also a single, but Burning in the Sun got quite a bit of radio play. It sounds like Coldplay. But I saw these guys. It was really cool, like mandolin on that Burning in the Sun song. Really cool. But if you like Coldplay, you might want to check this out. I couldn't pass on this. You know, record from 2005. I saw him live, open for Glenn at the Middle East in Boston. Pavement. I didn't have any Pavement on vinyl. Found this used for $12 at Bull Moose, and I had points to get things half price. I was able to get this half price. I got it for $6. Couldn't pass on that for $6. So these next ones came out of my dad's collection. I picked them up probably like over the summer. I was at home back in like August. I went home and I took some more of his records. And it's quite possibly my favorite Neil Young record. Either this or probably Harvest Moon. Which I don't even know if I showed. Did I show Harvest Moon to you guys yet? I picked up Harvest Moon too when it came out on Record Store Day. So I don't know if I don't think I showed it. I also nabbed that one from my dad. But that was my only Record Store Day purchase. This was actually a gift from a friend. Matt, if you're watching, thank you again, man. He knew I had to work on Record Store Day. Or no. Where was I? I don't remember. I remember I couldn't go out on record store day. And Matt was, he knew this is the one thing I was looking for. And he told me if he found it, he'd pick it up. So thank you again, Matt. Let's see. This next one, it's a beat up copy of Incense and Peppermints. I mean, it's beat. But I played it, and it sounded a lot better than I thought it was gonna, because it does not look good. But I found it for $3, and I didn't have a copy. And it was something I needed in the collection, so I grabbed that one. That was at the antique shop. Also at the antique shop, this thing is minty. Rush Fly By Night. One of my favorite Rush records. I couldn't pass on that. Next one is one that I used to play all the time in the early 2000s. I think like 2001, 2002. Finally got a Jason Mraz, Wait for My Rocket to Come. This one just got a vinyl issue, first time on vinyl. I think it must have been like a 15-year anniversary or something. So yeah, I picked that one up. Some good summer. It reminds me of listening or driving to the beach with my friends. We'd have that thing cranking with the you know, windows down and whatnot. Some more beach stuff. Jimmy Buffett's first record. I picked this up over the summer for $8. I was so excited. This doesn't sound anything like the Buffett that you guys would think of. This is strictly like singer-songwriter, like 70s singer-songwriter kind of stuff. I don't think I showed that before. Some more jazz that I picked up over the summer. Picked this up at like $5 at the flea market. This next one I've been looking for years. I never ever see it on vinyl. Jonathan, Cheap and Cheerful, I tell you, he sells records at the antique store that I go to. He had this in his bin, and I could not, he didn't even tell me he was going to be putting it out. He had no idea that I wanted this record. It's Dusty in Memphis. It's, oh man, that's a killer record right there. And I'd been looking for this thing for years. So, yeah, finally. Finally got that. This next one, Por Favor by Brett Dennen. This was a gift from my buddy AJ. He found a really cheap copy. He found it in a clearance bin. And he had actually brought it over to my house one night. We were spinning it. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. I had some of Brett Dennen's CDs, like his first CD, but I hadn't really listened to much of his stuff after, because I know he started going more poppy. He's, kind of like this Paul Simon a little bit, but this is really like summery. So thank you, AJ, for that. Here's some more that I nabbed from my dad. Some Ainsley Dunbar. You don't see these every day. So some good British blues. And let's see. So grab those from my dad's collection. I also grabbed this one from my dad's collection. I still had not spun it, and I saw Andrew show this in his top 100 records. So I need to get this on the turntable. Maybe I'll give it a cleaning after this, and give this a rip. But it's Canned Heat and John Lee Hooker. Hooker and Heat. Like I said, Andrew just showed that not that long ago on his channel. It's in his top 100. So I need to give that a spin. This one, another one of my 90s records that I needed. I absolutely love this. Bare Naked Ladies, Gordon. This was played all the time when I was in college. This came out when I was in high school, and I was digging on this band before they were big. I actually saw them play in Albany, New York, at the Palace Theater. And I mean, like I said, this is before they got big. It's before they had any of the hit singles. And I went there the night of the show, and I mean, it probably only holds, you know, it's a theater, it probably only holds like 5,000 or something total. The crowd was so small that they cut off. They didn't even put people in the into like the loge seats. There was nobody in there. I got tickets at the door. I got 16th row floor because nobody knew who they were yet. And what a show they put on, man. They killed it. They were awesome, and they're fun, and I love this record. And they finally put it on vinyl, and that was much needed. This next one, Indigo Girls, is one of their newer records. Came out in 2015. I found it in a clearance bin for $5. I love the Indigo Girls. I'm not going to pass on anything by them, especially for $5. This next one was some more VCLT. And I'm not going to say his last name, but his first name is John. And he showed this record at Christmas time. It's a Christmas record. And I was like, oh my God. He showed this on Facebook. I don't believe John even has a channel. And I apologize if you do, John, but I don't know what channel you're from, if you do have a channel. So you need to let me know if you have a channel so I can start watching you. But you always show cool stuff on Facebook. And he showed this record, and I was like, wow, that's one of the Christmas records I've been looking for. Like, I never have ever seen this on vinyl. And he showed it. And then he texted me the other day, or Facebook messages me the other day, and he's like, I found another copy of that record for like $2. He's like, send me your address and I'll send it to you. And I'm like, no way. So, Lou Rawls, Merry Christmas, ho, ho, ho. From John, like I said, I don't want to give his last name in case, but thank you, John. John lives in Texas, and found this for like $2, and it's got one of my most favorite Christmas songs on here called Good Time Christmas. And that is a ripper of a Christmas song. The horns on that thing are awesome. Just the horns kind of remind me of like an Otis Redding, like Mr. Pitiful by Otis Redding. How awesome that horn section is on that Mr. Pitiful song. Think of like that kind of horn sound as a Christmas tune. So, Good Time Christmas, Lou Rawls, that thing is incredible. Here's another one I picked up. It's Buried. I actually showed it in my black and white video, but I haven't really showed, but it's Slint. And I'm not going to talk too much about this because Andrew from Tales from the Crate, I showed this on Facebook, and he's like, he commented on my video when he saw this in my black and white and said he may end up doing a spotlight on this record. So it's really cool. Post rock. It's from '91. So this is a very influential record to a lot of newer post rock bands like Mogwai. So if you guys don't know this, you like post rock, here it is, man. This is pretty much where it started. So that's Slint, called Spiderland. So this is something you should look into if you don't know that record. I think it's already long enough. I may as well go a little bit longer. James Griffiths, the Vinyl Professor, has his other Beatles channel started again. Beatle James is that channel. Check it out. Subscribe to Beatle James. He just did a really cool George Harrison video, and so I kind of had this out, and I want to say hi to James, and that was a great video, man. I don't know a lot of George Harrison stuff. I don't know a lot about Beatles, yeah. Anyway, cheers, and I think I gotta go spin some more cranberries. So this is a tough one for me. Dolores was a big musical Genius, icon, whatever you want to say, but rest in peace, Dolores. Cheers.